Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a fascinating and honestly a pretty counterintuitive idea about artificial intelligence. What if the biggest threat isn't some all powerful AI, but one that's just too perfect? So let's just chew on that for a second. It really flies in the face of everything we think we want from technology, right? We are obsessed with getting things flawless. But what if that very obsession is the one thing holding us back? And this comparison just says it all, doesn't it? When a toddler falls down, what do? We encourage them. Get up, you can do it. It's a key part of learning. But when a self-driving car misreads a stop sign, it's immediately AI failure and total outrage. We celebrate resilience in ourselves, but we demand perfection from our machines. It's a completely broken expectation. And that double standard creates something we can call the perfection trap. And it's a huge problem because it's seriously holding AI development back. It's like we expect this new intelligence to just spring into existence fully formed, without any of the messy trial and error that actually defines learning for us. I mean, think about the big cases you've seen in the news. When Tesla's autopilot had that tragic failure where it couldn't tell the difference between a white truck and a bright sky, the public reaction wasn't just, okay, let's fix that bug. It was to condemn the entire technology. Or look at IBM's Watson for oncology. It made some really critical, dangerous errors in recommending cancer treatments. And the impulse? Just scrap it. Pull the plug, erase the failure, instead of actually learning from what went wrong. And here's where the paradox really hits you. When a human medical resident makes a mistake, even a fatal one, we call it learning. But with an AI, it's a catastrophic failure. We're holding these systems to this impossible standard that, let's be honest, no human could ever possibly meet. So how do we escape this trap? Well, the answer might be to get a whole lot better at failing, to embrace what we're going to call the art of breaking things. There's this concept in the industry called red teaming. It's where you basically hire professional troublemakers to try and break your AI. They throw all kinds of weird, tricky prompts at it to find its hidden flaws and biases. It's absolutely crucial work, but there's a problem. Way too often, the knowledge of that failure gets patched and then erased, not actually integrated. So here's the really revolutionary idea. What if, instead of just patching the error and moving on, the AI could actually remember the experience of failure, like truly integrate it into its core understanding of the world? You could build an AI that doesn't just get fixed, but actually develops, well, what you might call scar tissue made of wisdom. An AI that remembers the feeling of its own confusion and actually becomes stronger because of it. Okay, so what would that even look like? It all starts with a really simple but powerful idea. Giving the AI the ability to remember its own mistakes, almost like it has its own digital diary. The process would look something like this. The AI sees something weird, an anomaly. It makes a mistake, gets it wrong. But then, and this is the absolute key, it logs the entire context of that failure and then uses all that data to update its fundamental model of the world for next time. This creates something really incredible, an AI that basically curates its own errors. It doesn't just forget its bad predictions, it keeps them in this kind of internal museum and uses them as guardrails to stop itself from being overconfident in the future. Okay, so let's dive into what this self-correcting revolution would actually look like in our day-to-day lives. How would this actually change the way we interact with technology? So, in a hospital, an AI reviewing your scan wouldn't just spit out a diagnosis. It might pause and say, hold on, I recognize this pattern of uncertainty. I missed a similar case 6 months ago. I'm flagging this for a human to review. Suddenly, it's a more humble and, frankly, a more reliable partner. Or how about this? An autonomous vehicle that knows its own specific blind spots. It could proactively say, hey, I kind of struggle with left turns in heavy rain, right around dusk. Let's find another route, or maybe you should take the wheel here. That's a whole different level of smart. And that is the core difference right there. The goal isn't a perfect, infallible machine. It's an infinitely perfectible one. It's an AI that gets wiser about its own limitations. And this all leads us to the ultimate implication here, a completely new kind of partnership between us and our machines. We're not just building tools anymore. Now really think about this for a second. What if the AI's huge memory of its own failures could be used not just to improve itself, but to help improve us by spotting the patterns in our own mistakes? You could be working alongside an AI that doesn't just do tasks, but acts as this collaborative check on your own biases. It could use its database of failures to gently say, hey, based on my error patterns, I think you might be getting a little overconfident here. I've seen this kind of mistake before. This represents a really fundamental shift. We're moving away from just programming tools, and we're heading toward growing resilient digital colleagues. We'd be cultivating partners, not just coding servants. And the countries and companies that really master this idea, they won't just have better AI. They'll have AI that is capable of exponential improvement, an intelligence that is constantly getting better at the process of getting better, all powered by failure. Because in the end, the future of intelligence that we really should be striving for isn't one that's perfect. It's one that grows wiser, more humble, and more capable, all through its glorious, productive mistakes. And that is an idea worth thinking about.